Disculpe para mi Spanglish. Okay. Yo quisiera hablar todo en español por ustedes, pero yo no listo en este momento. Español, Spanglish, back and forth. So, if we say, what does it take to change the world? If we ask that question, most people think it's imposible. Muchas gentes pensando es imposible. They don't believe that they can change the world. They don't believe that we can change the world. Most people believe to change the world, you have to be a president, or a prime minister, a war hero, or a famous person. But I don't believe that. I believe each and every person in the world has a chance, an opportunity to change it ever so slightly. And if every person has that opportunity to just change the world ever so slightly, the cumulative effect of thousands of people, and look at the size of this room, the thousands and thousands of people here in this moment, and the tens of thousands that you represent, and the hundreds of thousands, and then even the millions that you will become responsible for, we can change the world in a meaningful way. We can change the world con el poder de X. We can change the world with the power of X. X being us. X being the movement, X being what we represent and what we can do for the world. I want to tell you a couple stories that I think are really important to this topic we're discussing today. I arrived here on Wednesday night. Thursday morning, I did a meeting. I did a meeting in the home of one of my personal people here, who's out here somewhere. Guillermo Senden, I don't know where you are. All way back. So I did a meeting at his house on Thursday morning. Typical house that you're going to see many places in Peru, or Colombia, or Ecuador, or Mexico, all around Latin America. Middle-class neighborhood. You drive in, there's a security guard sitting on the corner. And you go a few blocks in, there's a security guard sitting on that corner. Next few blocks, there's another one. And there'll be 10 or 12 houses. They will go together and pay that money and have that security guard there. And every house has a fence. Every window has bars over it. Every fence has electric wire, barbed wire on the top, because there's a serious, right? There's a crime problem. We have extreme poverty in many places here, in not just Peru, but all over Latin America and many, many other parts of the world. And so I go in this middle-class neighborhood with all the bars on the window and all the barbed wire on the fences, and I got to Guillermo and his wife's home, and there were about 25 people squeezed into this living room with no air conditioning. And it was hot and sweaty, and you know, I didn't want to get all sweaty before my meeting on Thursday afternoon, but we were packed in there, right? And then they took me to Fusion headquarters, where we had a brainstorming meeting with some of my leaders who have come in from the United States and Mexico, and we were doing some strategy sessions with Luca and Lily and Eric. And so they, you know, I got a ride with a team member in a, I don't know how old car with air conditioning that wasn't working very well also, and I'm sweating in this car. Now I'm a guy who I'm used to ride. When Luca picked me up at the airport, he picked me up in a 40-foot long limousine, okay? I like to ride in limousines, town cars, and beautiful hotels and beautiful apartments. But let me tell you, the most important day I had this month, the best day I had this month, was that morning in Guillermo's house. Because I don't ever lose sight of why we do what we do. And I don't ever lose sight of what it means when someone reaches bronze with Fusion in Peru, what that can mean for their life. When someone reaches gold, what that can mean for their life. We transform lives all the time. Now, you guys know I've been in this business a long, long time. 37 years ago, I got a call from my business partner. We were running a restaurant and a restaurant consulting business. And he said, Randy, can you come over to the house on Saturday afternoon? Because I want you there to protect me. It's like, protect you from what? What do you mean you want me there to protect you? He says, I was at the gas station filling up my car with gas, and there was a guy on the other side of the pump, and we started talking, and he's talking about making money, so he's coming over to the house on Saturday afternoon, and I want you there to protect me because I think he might be Amway. Now, I'm 20 years old. I say, Amway? What's Amway? You don't know what Amway is? It's that thing, they draw the circles and then the more circles, and it's all about making money with all those little circles. So I said, Jimmy, I don't know anything about Amway. I don't know anything about circles. But if this is about making money, we need to make money. Because we ain't making any money. So I go over to his home on Saturday afternoon. The other guy shows up. His name is Jim as well. he gets a yellow notebook and he takes out a red pen, and on that notebook he draws one circle, and in the circle he writes you. And then under that circle he drew 5 more circles. And then the 5 each got 5, and it was 25. And the 25 each got 5, and it was 125. And then 625, and then 3,175, and then 15,000, and then 78,000. And I was like, hotel, motel, holiday inn. Yo! I had never seen anything like this. This was leverage. I had never, ever heard of leverage. And my mother, and my grandmother, and my grandfather, and my great-grandfather, and generation after generation, you could trace my family back for 200 years. I promise you, none of them had ever heard of leverage. When I heard about this concept, I said, this is the most amazing thing. Because for those of you who don't know my story, I am the American equivalent of a Peruvian campesino. I'm like the equivalent of that. My mother was a single mother who raised 3 children by herself. She was a door-to-door salesperson selling Avon to raise her 3 children by herself. So we were very poor, very limited, very few resources, and everybody in my family traded hours for dollars. Everybody traded hours to get some currency. Nobody in my family had ever done leverage, right? Just simply didn't exist in our world. So when I saw leverage, this was the most amazing thing that I had ever experienced in my life. So here's the key point of this story. When I saw that concept, when I understood that concept, I believed that my life had changed forever. I believed it would never be the same because of that moment. Pero here is el problema. My life didn't change in that moment. I thought it would change, but it didn't. Because I was excited. I love this idea of leverage, and I love the concept. So I said, teach me whatever I need to know. Help me be good at this. Help me be successful. And they said, you schedule a home meeting and you call all of your friends and your family and you invite them to your house. And my sponsor said, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to do this meeting and we're going to get you started in the business. So I started calling people that I knew and reading the script that they gave me. And there were people who just hung up the phone on me. There were people who laughed at me. There were people who said, is this Amway? But see, I had the manual And the manual said, the people are going to say, is this Amway? And then you should say, what's Amway? So I'm on the phone and I'm calling one of my friends and he says, is this Amway? And I say, what's Amway? And he says, oh, if you say what's Amway, then I know it's Amway. Click. So I'm going through all this rejection, I'm going through all this ridicule, but I get 19 people who say yes, they will come to my home. They will be at that event. 19 people. So it's a Tuesday night, it's going to start at 7:30. My sponsor gets there a little before 7. He brings the whiteboard, we set up the whiteboard, we prepare all of the information packs for the people, we prepare some punch for refreshments and we get some cookies, and we have all the packets hidden away for after the event, and we're waiting for 7:30 for the 19 people who are going to arrive. 7:27. 7:29. 7:29 and 57 and a half seconds. 7:35. 7:45. We realize nobody is coming. Now, I didn't have Eric Gabio as my sponsor. I didn't have anyone who could lean forward. Say, I know it happened to me, and I'm still here. I didn't have that. I didn't know what to do. So I thought I should probably quit. And that's what I think most people will do. If your first meeting is a secret meeting, you usually don't have a second meeting. But I did. You know why I did? Because I came to a fascinating assumption that evening at 7:45. I came to the belief that I was the most ambitious person that I knew. And I took power in that. I took power in that because I told you I had a single mother. I mean, I was thrown out of school. I started as a minimum wage dishwasher in the pancake house. And I worked my way. I was a cook, and then a waiter, and an assistant manager, trainee, and then an assistant manager. And so I had worked my way up. And most of the people in my world, really all of the people in my world, they were people in the same campesino demographic as me. They were waitresses and cooks and bartenders, and we all smoked, we all drank, we all went partying every night. I mean, we're not operating at a very high level of consciousness. And when I saw Amway and I saw those circles and I understood that concept of leverage, that changed everything for me. It elevated my consciousness and allowed me to see the world through a bigger window. And I realized those people around me, they didn't see through that bigger window yet. But the fact that I had seen through that bigger window, that gave me faith, that gave me power, that gave me hope. So I would like to tell you that that was the moment that transformed my life and changed everything. But the truth is, it wasn't. Because I still struggled. I got my roommate to sign up. I lent him the money for the distributor kit and the first product order. He was the only person I sponsored in the Amway Corporation. And after about 6 months, he dropped out. So what was I going to do? I had lost my entire organization. So I dropped out. And then I tried another program, sponsored the roommate, nobody else. He dropped out, I dropped out. Tried another program, drop out, drop out. Tried another. For 5 years, I struggled. 5 years, I went to meetings, bought products, bought cassette tapes, bought books, went to events, and only lost money. I drove my beat up, broken down car. I would park it 5 blocks away so nobody could see it, so I could get on the stage and talk about traveling to the beaches of the world when my life was absolutely broken. So 5 years, I have some introspection. And then I decide either this entire business is a scam or the problem is with me. And I thought about the Amway Corporation and I looked at what they were doing, and you know what? They seemed to be doing really well without me. Even back then, they were doing billions of dollars without me. And I looked at the people in the next company I joined, and there were people there who were making nice incomes, who were driving bonus cars, who were winning those cruises. And I looked at the next company, and the next, and I found all those companies, there were people who were successful with those. And they had the same product line that I had. They had the same compensation plan. They had the same marketing materials. They had the same everything. So I realized the problem had to be me. So this was the first real breakthrough. Because what this did is this caused me to say, okay, I need to get better. This problem is not the company. The problem is not the profession. The problem is I don't have the skills required to be successful in this profession, and I need to learn them. So I started working on those skills, and I started learning how to invite better. I started learning how to do one-on-one. I started learning how to make presentations on the whiteboard or the chalkboard. So I found a restaurant in Miami that had a meeting room in the back, and they would let me use it for free any night, as long as people would order a coffee or a tea, piece of cake or pie. So I started doing events 5 nights a week. Monday through Friday, I put on my Miami Vice suit, and I got on that whiteboard and I was drawing circles. And I learned how to sponsor people. And I started to sponsor a lot of people. And I got to the point where I sponsored 30 people in a month. So I said 30 people. And remember, each of the 30 is going to get 5. So that means next month I'm going to have 150 people. going to get 5, and then I'm going to have 800 people. And when the 800 get 5, I might as well just order my Lamborghini right now. But what happened? The 30 didn't turn into 150. The 30 turned into 3. Because 27 dropped out. So I said, okay, obviously those 27 people are stupid, ignorant, or lazy. So I'll just get 30 more people. And that's what I did. Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, 5 nights a week, drawing circles. I sponsored another 25 or 30 people the next month. And they drop out, most of them. So now I have learned some skills of inviting, skills of presenting, skills of enrolling, and I still have no duplication. I still have no income. I still have no success. So something is wrong with this picture, right? So I did the number one thing we all do when it's not working. We know when we're having a problem and it's not working, the way to solve it is to call up our sponsor and whine, moan, complain. So that's what I did. I called up my sponsor. I can't believe this. I worked so hard. I sponsored all these people. They're so stupid. They're so ignorant. They're so lazy. They don't get this. Why can't I find people like me? My mantra, why can't I find people like me? And my sponsor said something very simple, but very profound. He said, Randy, that's the problem. You did. Time. What? That's the problem. You sponsored a bunch of people who are just like you. They go out and they throw the mud against the wall to see what sticks. They go out and they put a bunch of people into business, and then they say, when are you going to make me rich? And they see every person that they encounter like a cash register. And how much money can this person make me? And then once they enroll them, they berate them, they challenge them, they keep calling them up and nagging them, like, when are you going to make me rich? Now maybe you think that was a really mean thing for that sponsor to say to me, but it wasn't. It was the most loving thing they could ever tell me. Yeah, it was. And I didn't like what I heard, but I thought about it. I chewed on it. I chewed on it for days. And I came to the belief that that was the truth. And the exact second When I came to that conclusion, that was the moment that changed my life forever.